In this video, we are going to learn how to do a couple of things. You will go to the website of Statistics Canada, download download data on international trade, and then here I'm just telling you, explaining the terms. You'll see imports, exports, and trade balance, what it means and what you need to do. You need to explore the data, looking at imports, exports, and trade balances of Canada and its economic partners for the past 10 years. So we will go to the website of Stats Canada, we will download the data, we will open Excel, import the data, clean the data, and then plot the data. Once you do this exercise, you can go on the website of Statistics Canada and download any data you want. So if you click here, it's going to take you to the website. So I have it open already here. So basically, so you can see it's pretty recent data. This is the date, it's for this month. So in order to download it, you simply come to your right, you click on download options. It's important to, if you have any issues, use the computers at the college. It will make life easy because I'm using a PC. I'll click there, and now this is where students get tripped. They download anything they want. I'm downloading this one. It says download entire table. Okay, this is the one you download. Don't download anything else. This is the one. If you take this one, you'll get into trouble. Download this one. It's the second to the last. I'll click on it, and at times it downloads directly, or you have this thing. So I'll click here to download it. And once I do that, it's going to download it into my download folder. So I'll now go to my download folder and I will open it. So I'll open that, go to my download folder, and this is the file. I'll click on it. I want to extract it. You can right click to extract it, or I'll just click here. It says extract all. I'll click on it. I'll accept everything it suggests. And this is the file we are interested in, not the metadata, but this one. Okay, so it is in my download folder, and this is the new folder, then the file is there. So just go extract it. And once you do that, the first part is done. The second thing is to open Microsoft Excel now. So I'll open Microsoft Excel. Once I do that, I will accept to open a blank workbook. So here we go. I have a blank workbook. I will go to data, click on data, and then I want to go and get the data. So you click on get data from file. We want to take a CSV file because the file we downloaded is a CSV file. How do I know that? If I come back to what we did, you can see. Let me just increase the size. It's a CSV, comma separated file. It's CSV file. That's why I will choose CSV. So I'll come here, click on get data from file. I want a CSV. I'll click on that. It's going to help me to navigate to where my data is. So a dialog box will just pop up. It's taking a few seconds. Awesome. So I'll go to download, and under download, I'll double click there. And once I do that, I take this data. I'll click on import. And it's going to open this dialog box. So here is my data. Make sure you can get here. Now, never click on load. We want to click on transform data. I'll click on transform data. Now I just want to warn those who will double click to just open that data that they will have a whole mess. You need to follow this procedure. This is the state-of-the-art approach. Now, what we want to do is we want to keep the trading partners. We want to keep the date. Okay, we want the date. We want the trading partners, and we also want the value. So where is it? The value. Okay, those are the things we want to keep. However, there are some slight things we may need to adjust before doing that. So I will adjust a few things, then I will keep those things. Okay, here we go. We want to get rid of some columns. There are different ways of getting rid of columns. We can just go to choose columns. So I'm under home. Here you have choose columns, or you just use what you see. This one I want to get rid of. So I'll click on that heading. I'll click on it and hit delete on my keyboard. You hit delete. The next one I want to get rid of, I will scroll all the way here to where you have UMO. You click on it, you hit delete on your keyboard, or you right click on it and you take remove. It's going to do exactly the same thing. I don't want this to. I'll right click, remove it. Right click, scalar factor, we don't want it. Scalar ID, we don't want it. Vector, we don't want it. Coordinate, we don't want it. We want value. If you make a mistake and click the wrong thing, there's no undo here, so you just come and undo here. If you click this, it's going to undo all what you've been doing, then you'll have to start from scratch. I'll keep value, I'll get rid of status, get rid of symbol, terminated will go, decimals go. So here I have most of the things I want. Now, before I remove some, I also want to get rid of geo. I don't need it. I'll right click, remove it. Now, I want to check a few things. I will check seasonal adjustment. I'll come and click here on this drop down. If you want, you can click load more. I'll click on uncheck everything and I'll take unadjusted. I don't want any adjusted data. That's the first thing I'll do. And just make sure the data we have here is completely unadjusted. Once I've done that, I can get rid of this column because we only have unadjusted data. I'll right click, remove it. The next I'll come here where we have this. So the next thing we want to do is to go to the basics. I'll click the drop down and I will uncheck everything and keep balance of payment. That's all I want to keep. We want to deal with the balance of payments and get rid of the customs. Now I will right click to get rid of that column. Now everything else we can keep because we have the trading partners, we have everything else. Now we just need to make it look nice. I'll come here and double click on that title and give it date and just hit enter. So I want to modify that title. So we will leave it as the trade. Here we have, I will double click and just write partners. And here I'll change from value to value. However, the whole thing will not be capital. Okay, once we have this, the last thing you want to check is to make sure you have 1.5 here. 1.5 means you are dealing with the right data type. If you do not have 1.5 and you have error, it means maybe you are using a computer, maybe a French system or something that's giving you errors. If it's text, if you have ABC there, then you have a problem. Use one of the things at the college. Now take a look here. You have ABC, it means it's text. ABC, if I just click there, you will see that ABC means text. Okay, and here you need to have that icon. When you have it, it means you are dealing with date, not date time, but date. Okay, if it's like that, then everything is fantastic. So now what you need to do is to make sure you click on home, go to close and load, and that is it for that part. Once that part is done, then virtually 90% of your work is done. So we have data, trade. So I'll just come in between, click and increase the size so that we see clearly. It's really up to you. Okay, now just click anywhere inside your table, go to insert. We want to insert a pivot table. Click on pivot table. At times you have to click on table, then go to pivot table, but here I have pivot table. I'll click on it And I will not change anything. I'll just accept all the default. And here you have your pivot table. Now, yours may not look exactly like mine. Maybe you have something that looks like this. It really doesn't matter. It's more or less the same thing. So that should not concern you. What I will do is I'll take value and put it where we have values. Once I do that, I want to change that. I don't want it to be the sum of values. I want the average. So I will click on value field setting, click on average, click on number format, click on number, make sure decimal place is 2, OK, and OK. Then the next thing, I want to take date and put it where I have rows. So I'll click, hold, drag, and release. Then I will take partners. I will click, actually I'll take trade. I'll click on it, drag it, and put it where we have columns. And that's basically it. Now I will come and click inside my data. Look here, you have pivot table analyze. You'll find pivot chart here. Click on pivot chart. You want a line chart, and then you will OK. Now you have your line chart. You can see what's happening for all of this period of time. This is Canadian import versus export with its trading partners. However, we want to play around with it. You can see that Canada does not. So the difference between these two is really what we call the trade deficit or a positive. So it's really when you look at the difference between export and import, whenever the imports are greater than the export, like here, where you have more import than export, then you are talking of a negative trade deficit. However, when your imports are less than your exports, then you have a positive trade balance. Okay, so this is your balance of trade where you are looking at import and export. Okay, let's make it even better. So make sure this chart is active. Go to pivot chart analyze and click on insert slicer. Then take trade partners, OK, and I will move it here. So when it's active, you will see slicer ribbon is active. I will increase it to maybe 4, and I will increase the size, and maybe even increase it to 5 columns, depending on the size of what you have. You can even put it here. So it's up to you. At the end of the day, you want it to look like a piece of beauty. Now, for example, if you want to look at the trade balance between Canada and Algeria, you just click there. You can see what's happening between those two countries. Canada and China, you can see what's happening and what is the trend, what's happening across time. Canada and our friends, the United Kingdom. Canada and our friends, the United States. And do we have all countries? All countries, United States. You can see what's happening between Canada and the United States. You can see that, yeah, we are importing less than we are exporting. So there is a certain deficit between us, but is it that large? That's an interesting question. Now, let's move on and add the last thing before we end this video, before it gets too long. I'll click on that, go to pivot chart analyze and add a timeline. Check that, OK, and move it here. We said we want the past 10 years. Come here where you see month, click the drop down and take years. Check years. Then if you want the past 10 years, you want to go from 2025 to 15, click on 25, then click there and drag it all the way till you get to, okay, let's see. I will move that thing, come here. Okay, I'll go 2014. I'll do it the other way around. This is trickish, eh? Drag it. And drag it all the way. Okay, there we go. Now we can do some adjustments. You can come here and click on plus and click on plus again and click on plus again. Doesn't matter what's going on here. You can see the fluctuations. You can see what has been happening between Canada and the United States across time. So choose one country, do your analysis and comment on what's happening. In terms of what's going on, you can take a look at Canada and all countries. You can take Canada and the European Union. Okay, you can see what's happening. You can see we are importing more from the European Union than we are selling to them, and Canada. So I just let you do at least one analysis, but you can do multiple analysis. So just get the chart you want, take it. If you want, you just do a print screen. Let's say you do something like that. You do a print screen of it and you take it to your Word document. Now, it's very important for you to understand, if you take it to the Word document, you have to paste it as a picture. Okay, if you paste it differently, so here, if I come here, I have to paste it as a picture. If you paste it differently, when you change things in your Excel file, you may end up having problems. Okay, so it's important to paste it as a picture and then come and do any adjustments you need to do here, and then get the next one. If you want to change things here, you can come and change. Let's say you take Canada and Italy, or Canada and Germany, or Canada and the EU, and see what's going on. Okay, I think that's it for what we are doing. I will see you in class.